Hi folks, I'm Judy Blum, Somato Spiritual Doula, and this is Embodied Wholeness. Let's take a look at what influences us as a whole person, more than just our intellect and our capabilities. In this presentation, we will explore the lenses we look through, which have shaped us over time, even before birth. We will consider a variety of factors which impact who we are becoming, our beingness. I encourage you to jot down any concept that does not land well with you, as these are really important signposts for future inquiry. Everything begins with consciousness. We come from great mystery. Our individual signature is like a ray of light from source. It is the expansion of perfection. It is our true essence. This is unobstructed 2020 vision. This ray of light can be seen as a twinkle in our parents' eyes. Before we manifest in form, in the body, we are whole. The upcoming lenses we will explore demonstrate several influences on the expression of our innate intelligence, our innate wholeness. The lenses on the left will be from the perspective of a person who is in survival mode. It is as if the lens is the wrong prescription and vision is not clear, whereas the lens on the right will depict someone who is thriving and can see more clearly. Perhaps you have heard of the term nature and nurture as to what forms us. From a twinkle in our parents' eyes, we receive now the first factor that will influence our bodily experience. Our nature is our genetic potential, and or karma, if that's your gig. Nurturing is the second factor that impacts our being. Nurturing, the good, the bad, and the ugly, may be received from our family, friends, community, education, society, our religion, and finally our culture. And the third factor is our emerging potential, which includes the previous facets, plus our unfolding values, morals, our developing philosophy, as well as life experience, which we will delve into now. Once we jump into this body, we begin the subconscious process of neuroception. Wired for survival, we are always scanning our surroundings for safety or for danger. The subconscious detection of safety or danger is communicated through our bodily senses, such as detecting our heart racing or a knot in our gut. This is interoception, feeling from within. Our culture has done us a disservice in placing more emphasis on the brain in the skull than the brain in the body. We are not necessarily encouraged to listen to body sensations. In fact, we are sold technology to tell us what is happening from within. And we often numb or distract ourselves from what we feel rather than slowing down in order to sense inside. Even if we are not consciously aware of it, the nervous system knows what is going on and is literally shaped or programmed by neuroception and interoception, what our body-brain is trying to tell us. When threat is sensed, our state changes and we feel disconnected. And we also may protect ourselves by fighting, by running away, or by dissociating, by shutting down. If this continues too long, we can burn out. We can collapse in both body and in mind. On the other hand, if we perceive safety, we enter into a state of thriving, in which we can easily engage socially, where we have purposeful energy, and our bodies can regenerate well. A side note, we are programmed for survival, and therefore have a natural negative bias to what is not working, to what is a potential threat. regardless of objective reality. But we can be optimistic. We can retrain ourselves to see what is good and pleasurable. Regardless of our life events, perception is the key. Emotions, a combination of thoughts and body sensations, arise from our nervous system as neurotransmitters and hormones, also known as the molecules of emotion. When sensing danger, we may feel angry, worried, fearful, or even disgusted. When sensing safety, we may feel happy, joyful, and peaceful. Our behaviors are motivated by our desire to hold on to or to change our emotions. When we are feeling badly, we might turn towards habits such as eating junk food, creating conflict, or binging on Netflix. These are all brilliant coping choices when we are not feeling connected. But when we're feeling content, it supports us in eating healthy foods, going into nature, and meeting up with other folks. The story of our life is formed by looking through all the previous lenses. In survival mode, the world appears as dark and menacing. In thrival mode, the world is bright and supportive. Working our way backwards. Our story of the world emerges as one of contraction or one of expansion, and manifests as the way we interact with it through our behaviors, which are motivated by the molecular signals of our emotions produced by our nervous system, which is shaped by our bodily sensations resulting from scanning our environment during our nurturing, and even our nature, which actually holds memory from previous generations. And it serves us well to remember that we arose from perfect wholeness. From all of this, our emerging potential is formed. Our genetics, our neurology, psychology, physiology, biology, and our environment are intertwined like the weave of a fabric and cannot be separated out. All of these factors have literally shaped us. We would do well to let the body lead with its important assessments of the world around us. But our culture encourages us to lead from the left brain, which, while useful for logic and reasoning, it will only get us so far because we are driven by our emotions. How connected are we to our emotions and all their nuances, especially if we are cut off from the body senses they arise from? Can we rely on them if our physiology is already programmed for the perception of a past threat or the projection of a future danger? When we are not attuned to our body sensations and emotions, unacknowledged parts of us hide out in the body, and we miss crucial feedback, which shows up as obstacles in our life. We have become somewhat disembodied. Conceptual self-awareness reveals the beliefs and theories we have about ourselves, and these are abundantly supplied by our thinking brain, where we plan, we reason, we judge, we evaluate. If this served us well, we would be able to surmount any difficulty through reasoning and will. How do we access the silent, creative, and wise parts of ourselves? A portal opens when we slow down and are willing to embrace what is actually present in the here and now. This portal is the brain located in the heart. Yes, there is actually a cardiac brain. Here is our starting point to regain agency. We can shift from thinking about ourselves in the cranial brain down to embodied self-awareness, which is feeling within oneself. From within the body, we gain sensitivity to our inner knowing by welcoming in the unintegrated parts of ourself, and subsequently, our emerging potential truly shines. As a result, we find ourselves more connected to self, others, the world, and something greater. When we are connected to self, we can make better wellness choices, eating well, moving well, good self-care. When we feel connected to others, we have healthier relationships. When we are connected to the world, we have more agency in creating our reality, what our job is, where we live, and how we interact with the natural world. And finally, when we are connected to something greater, to consciousness, we find more purpose and meaning in life. We can create opportunities to set up a safe, compassionate environment for the heart-brain to lead, inviting the body to reveal what programming has been running in the background, affecting the story of our lives. More latitude is available to complete old programs, which then allows our full brain potential to come online. The left brain can now be used only when helpful, while the right brain has the freedom to express its creativity, its playfulness, and its sense of wonder. There are 6 foundations to the somato-spiritual way. Consciousness. We arrive here on a ray of light as a perfect extension of Source. Our environment shapes who we are becoming. Our physiology responds to our environment and can self-regulate. Embodied self-awareness, accessed when we are regulated, allows us to befriend our inner wisdom. Increased awareness leads to more choices, which are aligned with our true essence. And remembering our wholeness offers us a full embodied experience of our emerging potential. We will wrap up with a couple of definitions. The root of the word somatic is soma, which is the body in its wholeness, not just skin and bones, but the body in its aliveness and our experience of being within it. Our physiology and our embodied self-awareness happen in the soma. Spirituality is the state of being which fosters a deepening awareness of a loving, eternal, creative, intimate yet universal intelligence. Consciousness and our wholeness are in the realm of spiritual awareness. This is the origin of the title which I have crafted, Somato Spiritual Doula. A doula is an assistant in a birthing process. I support you as a complete, vital, interactive, living being, remembering your wholeness and thus rebirthing yourself on your terms. Through body-oriented and spirit-led practices, we create the environment where new choices become available. In stillness and movement, through play and/or with emerging creativity, we gently access your inner wisdom. Your physiology then takes on a new, resilient shape, allowing your true essence to shine forth in a life you can consciously create while experiencing more connection to self, others, the world, and something greater. I am Judy Blum, your Somato Spiritual Doula, and this has been Embodied Wholeness.